Yo, it's your boy Joy the Dunn, and I just got to give my thoughts about the Lakers season so far. How we're doing thus far. I think we're I think everybody's like 12, 13 games into the season, so it's fairly well. It's a little past sample size for evaluation. I think the team overall, considering the circumstances, is below average. Below what it, but we're below what we're supposed to be doing, even with these injuries. Um, but I think we're figuring everything out. We're figuring everything out. The injuries have set us back a little bit. LeBron's in particular. Our young guys. A lot of people. Our young guys. Once we get Monk, Nunn, Taylor Tucker, those guys kind of going. Once we figure out who goes where, when we're gonna bring this guy in, when we're gonna bring this guy in, when we're gonna bring what lineups are we gonna switch to, those type of things. That's where we're losing at our lineups. That's why our defense isn't looking as good as it should look. Um, Another thing, I think, and I think Frank Vogel is kind of onto this. I think Carmelo should be starting till LeBron gets back. I think that would be a good. That would give a lot of responsibility to Melo. This is the most responsibilities Melo's had in years. Like Melo was just playing the last couple of years with Portland. He was just hooping. He didn't have no responsibility. He was just hooping. With the Lakers, he has a lot of responsibility. It's points where AD sits where we can't find a basket, and Melo has to be that guy to get it going. But once and Malik Monk is coming, he's coming along. I think he did really good in the. I forgot who we played one night. I think we played. It was a real close game, but Malik Monk had a really good game. Um, the LeBron injury, um, I really think LeBron could be out there, but I really think in the back of his head, in the GM's head, he's really thinking like, okay, let's see what happens if I sit out a little longer. Let's see how. I don't think LeBron's not gonna let him go down too far. He's gonna come back before they can go down too far. And I think Westbrook, everybody playing together, it's gonna come together. People, they just gotta play more. They just gotta play themselves. A lot of people playing themselves into shape. James Harden's playing himself into shape as we speak. Lillard's playing himself back. A lot of guys are just trying to get back into shape. Guys are trying to get back right. It was a kind of a short break. It seemed, but all in all, I think the Lakers will be fine. As long as the injury bug doesn't bite us again. I know it's biting us right now, but as long if we get back, we have to get because we have a lot of depth. When we get all our guys together, we got a lot of depth, and that's what's gonna. That's I think with the rule changes, the NBA is getting a lot like '90s basketball, and with '90s basketball, you seen a lot of deep teams. Like the Knicks were deep. The Rockets were deep. They might not have been great players like Asias Akeem and Drexler, but they were like that team was deep in the early 2000s. The '90s and the early 2000s had those their deep teams. Those Orlando Magic teams of the '90s with Shaq and Penny and Nick Anderson and Dennis Smith. I mean Dennis Scott. I mean like those teams were deep, man. Like they had a lot of good role players. And I feel like the NBA is getting like, look at the Suns. The Suns got a lot of role players. Look at the Hawks. The Hawks got a lot of good players. The Jazz, the Nuggets, the Warriors are the prime example of a very deep team. helping you win instead of like the last couple of years. It's just been super team. Let's get super team. Let's get super team. But now it's going back to one superstar and a bunch of good role players around him, and that's good enough to win. That's when basketball was at its best. You had so many role play, so many guys that will go down in history. They probably won't be on a Hall of Fame and a Hall of Fame rock. Like Robert Ory's never gonna be in a Hall of Fame, but the shots he hit for the Lakers and the Rockets and the Spurs, like oh my God, Derek Fisher. Excuse me, Derek Fisher's never gonna be in the Hall of Fame, but the shots he hit for the Lakers, man, in big final situations against the Orlando Magic. Like we role players. We need role players. I love this NBA. I love what's going on with the NBA right now. This deep team basketball is becoming a thing again. The ISO ball is kind of going out of style. It's never going to be gone completely, but team basketball. Look what they're doing in Charlotte. Nice, or they're a deep team. But yeah, man, the Lakers will be fine. In my opinion, I think we're gonna be fine as long as we can get LeBron back. As long as we can get again, Kendrick Nunn hasn't played a game this season, I don't think yet. Trevor Ariza is gonna really, once the playoff time comes, guys like Carmelo, Dwight, Trevor Ariza, those are the guys who are gonna push us. They're gonna make us scary. They're gonna make the Lakers hell to play against. When you got LeBron coming, he kicks it out to a wide open okay, I'm just ready. All the people talking that shit about the Lakers, though, keep that same energy. That's all I say about that. Hey, man, until next time, Dre Dunn,